Hello, friends, and welcome to the Krena Aster. We are the Answer Astrology community, and so good to have you. Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. I do Chinese Bazi astrology as well as Sidereal astrology, so I'm bridging the Eastern astrologies for us, and I'm going to be sharing with you the Sidereal chart. Sidereal and Vedic are also used interchangeably. So yeah, just know that sometimes the placements are a sign before what you might be used to in Western astrology. And I studied Western astrology for many, many, many years, and I thought I was just a Western astrologer. And that was the path I was going down for a really long time. So a lot of my teachers are Western astrologers. A lot of my background is Western astrology, but I found a couple years ago that I started studying the sidereal system and that it resonated for me and that I was just seeing the alignment, especially in following the moon energy. So I'll be curious if you decide to follow along, if this resonates with you. And yeah, so I will be talking about the Chinese astrology of each day and then the sidereal as well. So we're going to begin today. We're the week before the new moon. So at the very end or beginning of next week, we will be talking about that new moon energy. But this is now, as of either July 7th or July 8th. There's a little debate on which day it is. I'm going to go with, anyway, it's about 50-50. Maybe it's in the middle of the night. I don't know. But the point is that we have made it now to the Yin Wood Goat month of July, and the goat has fire within it. The young fire horse energy of the year has fire within it. So obviously a lot of fire, a lot of heat. And so this is going to be so even if we look at either the 7th or 8th, we have a water day on both accounts. So the water is feeding that wood, which is a really lovely energy. And so this is Tuesday the 7th as I am filming this. And so I'm going to start with that. And it's a young water horse day. And so this energy is kind of a lower energy day. And in fact, it's a day that is more about wrapping things up and about bringing things to a close. And so it's fascinating because whenever I see that, if there's meetings or different um, yeah, it's sort of activities scheduled where there's a group of people, then a lot of people tend to drop off or not show up. And that definitely happened in my group tonight. And then I spoke with somebody else who went to a networking group. And so that was about the lowest turnout they'd ever seen. So yeah, we are coming to, so it kind of feels to me more like today, the 7th is the ending of the June month of the horse. And we will be entering that yin water goat day tomorrow in this Yin Wood Goat month. What I really love, again, about today is this water feeding the wood of the month. And so again, I'm not entirely sure if we want to say that it's the goat month yet, but either way, we have the young wood horse. So we did have the wood energy of June. And so we have the water feeding the wood. So there is some really nice, beautiful energy today. And then also, if we do consider this the goat month, the horse and the goat have a beautiful sun and moon combination. So this is a very harmonious combination. It is a spiritual energy. And so I think we're going to feel like we are maybe having some realizations or also just with this Mercury retrograde energy, we are also in the midst of coming to more conclusions on our own. We're really feeding that inner landscape, so to speak, where we are, yeah, reviewing, reflecting, right? We're just very introspective right now. And so this is a time that hopefully we're seeing some of the fruits of our spiritual labor, or that is something that we may continue to reflect on, of course, because we'll be having this retrograde energy for the rest of the month. And so, yeah, and I mean, I've talked a lot about horse energy too, and this is also a very creative energy, and the young water horse in particular, a very emotional energy and creative. So that would be a really great way to spend your energy today. And so let me share my. Oh, I'm not sure if I've got the right thing up here to share my screen, so you can see the sidereal chart. And so we do have the moon in Pisces still today. So if you have been following my last video, then we've been, so this is the very end of our moon in Pisces today. And all right, so now looking at this, looking at a sidereal chart here. And so what we have today is the moon and Saturn are conjunct in Pisces. And so this is a dissolving energy, dissolving of some different mindset things. It could be to do around the idea of work and what it means to work, and or dissolving ideas to do with what am I trying to say? Not work. I just lost my train of thought. um, Discipline, I think, is what I was trying to say. So yeah, just redefining. It's a redefining day. We're having a lot of reflection. Yeah, maybe more about to do with any kind of things that, yeah, to do with discipline. So that is one of the big energies. We also have Venus and Ketu, which are conjunct in Leo. And so this energy is going to have us really thinking about our own energies so if we are in a couplehood, if you are in partnership with somebody, you could feel a little more detached. You may just feel more like kind of you're doing your own thing a little bit more. And it's about looking at ourselves and what we need, and in a good way, I think, because yeah, Leah wants to have us also look at creative things. It wants to look at yeah, just those ways that we show other people affections. So we may feel a little less affectionate though in this energy. We may feel less affection from our partner. So that could definitely be a little bit of a challenge that we could be facing during this coming week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure how long Venus and K2 are here. I know it goes through the end, yeah, for at least another week. So we'll see here as the week progresses. But so this is something just for us to notice. And of course, we've got some of the same placements that I've been talking about for the last week. And of course, the biggest one is that Mars and Uranus conjunction in Taurus. And so we're really having this big overarching theme of these new ideas around land, around food, around resources. And there's ways in the world where there's innovative things that are happening that are going to help us in our future. There are also ways that could be less of a higher octave, more of the lower octave, like more of like a technocratic society, that there are forces that are pointing us in that direction. And so I believe that there's a lot of things that I have to say about this, but I believe that there is always a higher timeline that we can go on. I am completely devoted to the path of beauty and right livelihood and of truth and peace and love. And so I do believe that we're going to make it through these challenging times, no matter what comes up. And so I think it's really important also as an astrologer to, yeah, focus on, the higher energies and to mostly talk about that. And I think it's also part of reality to look at, we do live in a world that isn't perfect, that where there is duality, where there is things, yeah, the light and dark that we dance with. So But yeah, I think that overall there's going to be a lot of originality and uniqueness and innovation and maybe even eccentric ideas that are coming forward into the world, and especially to do again with food and land and resources. So, those again could be positive, they may not be, but that is something that, we have a choice to focus on creating more of what is going to be in our best and highest good for all. So, yeah, so I think let's continue to put our attention and focus there because our attention is the most important thing. And I've been writing a lot of blogs about this lately. So I'm going to link my blog below that I wrote today. I've been writing a lot about this very theme of just how important your energy and your inner landscape, your inner verse is, to keep us in a place of peace, to keep us in a place of seeing and knowing that we are protected and that there's a place for us in the world that is good and right and true. And yeah, and I'm not afraid of AI. And a lot of people are concerned about the future and all these different things. Uh, and I just think that we have to just see that AI is a tool and these different technologies as a tool, and that if we use them in such a way with, still appreciation for those tools, that, we can live in harmony with these different new ways of being, and that they can, also lend us some grace to have more ease in our life. And yeah, there's going to be so many changes in the future. It's going to be crazy. But that's a whole nother tangent. So again, we do have the sun in Gemini, we have Mercury in Gemini, and so we are still, in our mind a lot right now. We're still doing a lot of thinking, contemplating. Again, it's going to be because Mercury is retrograde, maybe a little bit more of thinking about the past. And then also with Venus and K2 conjunct, we're going to be thinking about past loves, past relationships. We're going to be reflecting on how did we do? And, what did we do wrong? How could we have done better? We may have some forgiveness work that we want to be working on. We may need to apologize. There, could go both ways, whether we need to forgive someone else or we hope that someone can forgive us. So those are going to be things that are going to be on our heart mind at this time. And again, yeah, you can look at my last video to see some of the other things that we've been talking about. And so we're moving over to July 8th, and now we are for sure in this Yin Wood Goat month of July. So, oh, excuse me, I've got the wrong one here on the screen, but one moment. But yeah, and so this day is going to be a fantastic day. Again, that water feeding the wood of the month. We've got the goat energy of the fire within the goat, feeding that wood in the month of July. And so, I mean, yes, this is going to bring a lot of heat. It's definitely going to bring fires. We're already having a fire in our area. Of course, I didn't see how it started, but it only started like 2 days after the 4th of July. So, um, it's probably man-made, but it's possible it was lightning, and I'm not entirely sure about that. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, in general, this, in a fire year, unfortunately, is going to bring a lot more hotness, dryness. I've been hearing about all the droughts everywhere, all the heat waves everywhere, all the, this, um, just the dry landscapes. It's a pervasive theme. I mean, where I'm at, we got a little bit more fortunate, which is pretty fascinating. I live in Boise, Idaho, but most places are not faring that well, and we're now getting the heat. The heat wave is heading and here. So unfortunately, but and so today on the July 8th, we move, the moon moves into Aries. And so as we have this Aries energy, it is also conjunct Chiron, both in Aries. So this is going to be a fast-moving energy, but it's also going to be an energy that is going to possibly bring up some wounding. This is going to be, again, about an original wounding. Some of those early childhood things could surface. So we could feel a little bit tender. The yin water goat in particular likes to go inward. This would be a beautiful day to meditate. This would be a beautiful day to just do some visioning and some planning for what you would like, but also put some great things into place. I mean, goats can be actually really hard workers. That's not necessarily what they're like most known for, but they can be, and they're also extremely artistic. And so this could be a day for doing something very creative. And yeah, even starting some kind of a new project would be great, especially with this Aries energy. So I can definitely invite you in to do that. I almost forgot to say yesterday, or I did forget, but yesterday we had Neptune station. And so now today, Neptune is retrograde. So we really had that powerful standstill of Neptune. Um, and so that has been making people very tired. It also interfered with people's sleep. It could make people feel a little bit disillusioned. It could bring in that lack of desire to work, some of that energy that we had from last week. And one of the fun things that we have this week is this minor grand trine with Neptune and Uranus and Pluto. And so this energy is, I mean, it's got a lot of different variables here, but again, we're looking at some dissolving energy and more like introspective energy, looking within, looking to, there's some big transformation energy with structures in our life, with how we're structuring our life in general, with Pluto being in Capricorn, and with our routines. And so we're looking at changing some different things in those regards. And again, with Uranus and in Taurus, we're looking at how we are giving ourselves love, and it could be how we're nourishing ourselves. It could be definitely a lot of food related things that we are looking at for ourselves. So also a powerful time for letting go of addictive things. And so I know I am on a parasite cleanse right now. And so I am working on, having less sugar. Not that I don't have very much sugar in my diet at all. For those of you that know me, I help lead these parasite cleanses pretty often, but anyway, we all have some, probably to some degree. So I'm definitely feeling the ability to, focus on, just more healthy things. So again, these ways that we can really serve the body in a better way. We do have some energy to help go forth and to make some changes. So if if there is an addiction that you're wanting to let go of, if there is something else, just a bad habit, even if it's just like, okay, I don't want to have dessert every night. Like I need to, cut back. That would be a great thing to work on. And that, we have an invitation around this right now. So anyway, I also wanted to mention this Pluto opposition to Jupiter. So we could also feel a little bit of possibly some power struggles if we're not careful. The Yin Wood Goat can it's a very peacekeeping natured animal. However, it can be a little retaliatory and or kind of underhanded, or it will go behind people's backs to make sure that it kind of gets its way if it gets wronged. And just Pluto opposition Jupiter, we just have to be careful for ego and to do something too quickly. So just move a little bit slower. Again, there's just a lot of fire in this month, and we just need to be careful. Also, especially during anything to do with travel, with this Mercury retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde being in Gemini. And Gemini rules travel, or that is definitely one of the things. And yeah, we're also going to, of course, as always, and with this Mercury retrograde, be really careful with our communication, try to be kind and loving and be the better person, try to practice your conscious communication, ask more questions, ask more clarifying questions, have more curiosity, pause, listen more, be willing to be the better person. Um, Communication is so key. It is so key. I was talking about that in my book club tonight. So, how many times do we struggle in love because we are just not communicating well enough? And so we have these expectations, or we have this um, desire for people to be accountable. This is some subjects we were talking about tonight, and it's like, yeah, well, did we communicate enough to make sure that we weren't making an assumption, or that we were, not we did we even understand what they were saying? Because my understanding of something could be different from that person's. So, um, so many perspectives. So definitely could be a little bit of a touchy-feely day, like I said today. So be gentle, and if communication is kind of going awry, I would suggest that you just say, "Hey, we need to revisit this tomorrow," and give it a rest. So July 9th, we come to our Young Wood Monkey Day, and this is going to be a great day to solve a problem, well, it's not a super high energy day, but it will be, and there is definitely going to be some internal clash energy going on. However, we do have this going forward energy, this energy of the Aries moon, to assist us, and there is some ability to remove an obstacle or a problem. Uh, and I don't know, you know, if it will be the most powerful day to do that, but we can still give it a try. So, um, and yeah, so again, those other energies from the last few days are continuing to be present today. And yeah, so I think that is it for the 9th. Actually, the last thing is that, or sorry, no, two things. We have Chiron square to Pluto today. So again, just could be feeling more more ways that we're transforming, and more ways that we are changing things from patterns that haven't served us, that have been going on for a really long time. So that's a beautiful thing, and we can keep working on that, but just know that, that again, could still be some difficulty. We've had this Chiron to square to Jupiter. I talked about this in my last video. So yes, again, like we are having this enhanced energy of transformation, of, working through these old woundings. This has not been at the easiest time. I've been hearing that from different people, and of course, depends on our own astrology, how much we're getting affected, but it's still a very big time of growth on the planet. And I think energies are pretty low. I think a lot of us are acclimating to the heat, and that's another aspect that we're getting used to. Yeah, so, and then we do have the sun conjuncting Mercury now, and so this is going combust now, and so we have this strong energy. And actually, this isn't really a big deal, because Mercury is already close to the sun, and so Mercury's already like a very hot planet, and so even though the sun could be eventually blocking it out, we don't really have to worry too much about it at this time. It's yeah, kind of lucky that it's Mercury that is so close to the sun. And so again, it's just a powerful time to keep reviewing the way that we think about things, reviewing our thought patterns, reviewing how can we say things better, how can I, when am I thinking badly about somebody that I love, when, it's a criticism or something like that that we could be correcting. So, how can we be more loving to ourselves? How can we have better thoughts, whether it's to ourselves or others? And a lot of that is that inner landscape of healing those inner thoughts. And so Neptune is helping us dissolve that. And that is part of this transformation that we're going through, this minor grand trine. So I love that. So we come to July 10th. We have this Yin Wood Rooster Day. This is a very powerful day. It is a multiplier day. Be careful what you say. Be careful. Uh, the ripple effects are huge today. And also, though, it could be a really great day to get something out in the world. And so, bring that forward. Uh, yeah. And, speak your truth, but also, again, speak it carefully, speak it kindly. The rooster can be very firm, and it can be good at being assertive, and those are great skills to have, but just know that, the rooster could get a little cocky, and yeah, there's some energies that are a little tough. And so, especially in love, let's be gentle. We continue to have this K2 and Venus conjunction that I was talking about. And, we now have the moon in Taurus. And so we are going to feel okay. So not only is the moon in Taurus, but it is now conjunct Uranus. So it is going to have us have thoughts and things that are going to come up that could be very original thoughts. We could really have a lot of ideas around how to make the world a better place. And especially in terms of, how can we all share resources in a healthier way. So if you have any downloads about this, like definitely keep Dream Journal nearby. Be sure to share your ideas and to keep going back. Earmark this time, because powerful thoughts are going to come through, and we need you. We need your thoughts. We need all hands on deck to know that that there are all these different ways in which we can thrive as in humanity. And, we keep hearing all this noise in the background about how bad things are. And I refuse to listen to that, because I look around and I see so much good going on all the time. And it is our choice to keep that peace. And I am one of those people that I help grid in that peace, and I do it for myself so that I can be here for you all, and for all the clients I have, all the other, people that I serve. And that is part of my mission here. And yeah, I hope that that inspires you to do the same, because it is so needed, and you are so needed to be sovereign and in your truth, and not be corrupted by the things that will try to say that your thoughts and your dreams and your aspirations don't matter, because they matter more than anything. And yeah, it is, imperative that we follow those dreams, even if it takes a little while. That's okay. A good dream it needs to percolate for a while and take some time. We don't bring things to fruition overnight. So there is this beautiful trine from Neptune to Jupiter, so really enhancing again this ability to dive deep into the dream, into compassion, to spirituality, to nourishing our inner child, to nourishing our families. So yeah, be good to you and your family. Do some ancestral energy clearing. This would be a great time to do that. That is something that I offer. If that's something that you're interested in, I'll have a link below. But this is a time to be thinking about this. And but there's a lot of ways that you can do that, right? Through forgiveness, through prayer, through, there's a lot of different things, just healing by writing about the things from your past, or talking about it to a trusted friend, family, therapist, coach. So yeah. Yeah, so really tending to our inner landscapes, continuing to do that. And then that brings us to we're kind of at the weekend. And so Saturday, this is a young fire dog day. Woo. Okay, so we've got the young fire horse year, we've got the young fire dog, and then the wood goat that has the fire in it. So this is a really, really fiery day. Luckily, there's some balancing energy on this day. However, just with all that fire and with the dog energy, it can want to be a little bit bossy. It can want to think that it's right. It can want to um, herd you around, tell you what to do. So let's try to rein that in a little bit today, if we do have those inclinations. And the good news is that the moon is in Taurus, so we will have some calmness. And because Mars is also in Taurus, that's been helping us this month. I talked about that in my last videos, with Mars and Taurus being able to help us to, yeah, just want to do the things that are more laid back and that are kind of the self-care things, and the just kind of relishing in good food. And again, we don't want to overindulge, but we want to, maybe just enjoy making that extravagant salad, watermelon and cucumber salad or whatever, right? Making it something on a healthy level, but really, indulging in such ways. That would be a good way to use this energy. And so, yes, on the 11th, we do have the moon conjunct Mars today, so we could definitely feel some anger rise up. We could also, um, yeah, have just, more ideas about, again, or just have more desire for action. So this would, again, with this dog energy, the dog can work really hard. So really go get a good workout today. If you whether or not you exercise regularly, at least get a walk in, move some of this energy out of your body so that it doesn't come out in the wrong way, and so that you are not hurting anybody. And especially your loved one, with this K2 and Venus conjunction. Just again, we're feeling pretty a little more vulnerable right now during this time. It could feel um, a little sticky. So yeah, be really gentle with yourselves today, and maybe might need to lay low. This could be a better day for going to the movies and working in the yard, maybe not engaging with other people quite as much. Some of these days, well, with this particular energy, I would say you could have a good conversation with somebody, but actually today I think it could go awry. So whoever, however that happens, the right person will come out on top. I will say that, but I would not want to get in an argument on a day like today. It will not be fun. So keep that, take that to heart. We move to July 12th. We are on our Sunday, and this is a Yin Fire Pig Day, a really strong energy day. Again, more fire energy, but this is more of a day of inspiring and playfulness and generosity and compassionate energy, a lot of peacekeeping, definitely not wanting to burn any bridges here. But again, lots of fire energy is still here. So just be really careful that just with this month in general. I mean, today isn't so fiery. We've got, yeah, um, but in general, just with the month of July, it's just a fiery energy. But we will feel like, yeah, inspiring other people through our play, or through our softness, through our um, being and through how we in our delivery, and being kind and loving. And so this could be a great day to get something out into the world. If you're a business owner, I would definitely use this day, one of the best days of the month to do so. And yeah, so we do now, looking at the sidereal chart here. The moon is in Gemini today. So now we have, again, a lot of more of our, we're going to be in our minds a lot more. Again, more in this reflective period with this review, but being very aware of our thoughts. Okay. So we're definitely going to be thinking a lot about things, and things to do with relationships, things to do with, yeah, how have we been doing, and where are we going, and we're going to want to talk about it. So that would be, I mean, today would actually be a great day to have a conversation Just remember that some people are still going to be a little standoffish or want to retreat, and so it could be a little bit difficult to pin certain people down, possibly, but this could be a really good day to have one of those important conversations this month. So I would use this energy to talk about important things, to have a family meeting, to just, talk as roommates, whatever, about some things to make sure everybody's on the same page and so we can all get along. We do now have this Cazimi of Mercury and the Sun. So this is an exact conjunction. So the Sun is kind of blocking out this Mercury energy in a sense. But at the same time, the Sun is in Gemini and the Moon is in Gemini today. So yeah, we might uh, just again continuing to just be really careful about our thoughts and listening to those. So or paying attention and having awareness around those rather. Okay, so moving on to July 13th. So as you guys might recall, I'm going through Monday or Tuesday of each week and starting on a Tuesday. So this is coming to Monday, July 3rd. And so again, continuing with that moon in Gemini, and now we are on a young Earth rat day. And this is an initiate day, so a good day possibly to start a new project. However, it's a year breaker day, so meaning this rat and horse are they're a clash energy. So I would not necessarily pick this day to get anyway. It wouldn't be the best for something that's long term, but you can get something out into the world. There are still some really great energies. For some communication with that young earth energy, we're going to be a better listener, so that will be good. The rat can be a little bit forceful, so um, again, just kind of being a little careful and gentle, uh, because there is a little bit of a clash energy too, with not only the rat and the horse here, but then with the month of with the wood, the yin wood and the young earth. There's a little bit of a clash energy there as well. So yeah, there will be some energy though to talk about things continuing with this moon in Gemini. And we are at the dark moon we are at the dark moon, and so we may feel like going more inward. I always mention this because I just can't people at the dark moon. Uh, very rarely. I might try, but I rarely am able to. So we definitely still have that beautiful energy of Neptune trining Jupiter that I just was speaking about. So I'm loving that. The grand trine that I spoke about earlier in this video. So continuing to have that Pluto opposition Jupiter energy as well. So same energies as the beginning of the week, some of them continuing to play out, or the beginning of last week as of Tuesday the 7th, rather. And then that brings us to the 14th, and we are at our new moon. And so, actually, very early in the morning, the moon is still in Gemini, but so shortly after, technically, when the new moon peaks, the moon is in Gemini, but the moon will be in Cancer the rest of the day. So, I think this new moon is going to be more about our energies to do with again nourishing ourselves. We are now the moon is also conjunct with Jupiter, which is so beautiful. So again, just really enhancing this self-love, this work on protecting the family, protecting what is dear to us. Again, lovely energy for also making food, nourishing the body, for self-care, self-love projects. Maybe it's just lotioning up the feet and the legs, the arms, whatever, taking a little bit of time to do um, a little mud bath or something. I don't know. Whatever is speaking to you. But yeah, I know you'll find something good. And we finally actually are almost out of this conjunction of Mars and Uranus. This is pretty much the last of it. So So, in some ways, continuing to just reflect on over this last week how far we have come in creating new original ideas, in finding innovative solutions for finding this higher perspective. I have been incredibly inspired this last week, incredibly inspired, and I feel very resolute with some awareness that I've shared with you earlier in this video, and I'll continue to share in my blogs if you choose to follow me. So again, those links are down below for my blogs, for my services. I do Chinese Bazi astrology readings. I will be doing sidereal readings in the future. And uh, I think I'm probably going to start doing some readings for people. Yeah, just I'm going to need some practice ones, so you can definitely reach out. Well, I'll let you know when that is in the near future. So putting that out there, and again, enjoy this new moon energy of taking care of you. And I appreciate you being here. I'd love to hear how the energies are playing out for you this last week, what you've been noticing, and also, just if you noticed any innovative changes, as that was the name of my last video. If you noticed any of those coming up in your life, whether that was last week or this week, and how those are coming about. So, yeah, let me know where in the world you are coming from. Again, thank you so much. Please like and share and subscribe. Yeah, if you love this video. And yeah, do share with a friend. And I appreciate you. And I'll see you back here real soon. Bye for now.